Scott, the Scottman. We're here to do a driving video today. We are heading south on US Highway 23. We're heading south from where it branches off of I-75 just south of Flint, Michigan. And we're going to head all the way to M-14 near Ann Arbor. So this is kind of a continuation of the southbound 23 video that I did. I think it was last year where I went from like around M-14 all the way down to the Michigan-Ohio border. But this time, of course, I'm doing the northern part of the Highway 23 freeway in southeast Michigan. And yeah, this section we just passed, that's Hill Road, which Hill Road is a pretty popular road going into Grand Blanc, which is to the east of here. And what's interesting is that Hill Road, there is no access to it from I-75. You have to either get off here on 23 or you have to go over to 475 to access Hill Road. Man, it is a overcast day today. I don't think we'll be seeing the sun at all today, but I look at it this way, it makes going southbound a little bit better, because I don't have to worry about glare from the sun. And then this is the Swartz Creek. So we have 10 miles until we get to Fenton, 31 miles until we get to the Brighton area, and then 40 miles to Ann Arbor. So we got a ways to go in this video, although keep in mind we're not going all the way into Ann Arbor. It's a little chilly out today, although for mid-October, this is seasonal, or it's pretty much average, because my current thermometer is reading 45 degrees Fahrenheit. If you convert that to Celsius, it's around like 7 degrees. So again, it's a little cool, but it's around average. So this is what we're supposed to see at this time of the year. Heck, there might even be a chance of rain later today, but I knew I'd be able to get this video filmed this morning because, yeah, there's no chance of rain this morning. Yeah, I've been wanting to do this video for a while, but there's been a lot of road work on 23. In fact, later in the video, we'll be going into an area of construction, but it should not impede on the overall flow of traffic today. Because I know I was wanting to do this like 2 weeks ago. However, they were doing major road work down at I-96 and they had it down to one lane, and there was like a traffic backup for like 4 or 5 miles. So it's like, yeah, I don't think I'm going to do that one. So I would pretty much say most of this video will be in like rural areas of Genesee County as well as Livingston County and eventually Washtenaw County, because we're in the area between the Flint area and Fenton, which, well, technically Fenton's kind of getting into the Flint area, but you still got a lot of rural areas in between. But yeah, with it being in mid-October, we got a lot of fall color, although it's like it doesn't look very vibrant given the fact that the sun is not out today. But yeah, it's amazing how much things have really peaked in terms of the fall colors, because just 2 weeks ago it was still very green even in this area. Heck, there are areas down in Metro Detroit that are still just starting to turn. The weather's been very wet in October so far in Michigan. I think the southeast part of Michigan right now, we're well above average when it comes to rainfall for the year. Because most of the Midwest right now is in a big time drought, but eastern Michigan is, with maybe with the exception of the western Great Plains, are like a lone exception. this time last year, where we were kind of in a drought last year at this time. But what's been terrible for me is that the rain's been generally during the weekend. So because I work during the week, there is absolutely no way I could go off to film different videos during the weekend. I got lucky 2 weeks ago where I was able to do some stuff around Metro Detroit, but I was wanting to go up to northern Michigan, but ended up being a washout 2 weekends in a row, and there's still rain chances up there today. But I'm thinking tomorrow in real time I might head out to the western part of the state, go up a little bit up along Highway 131. So what's interesting about Highway 23 is that if you're traveling from northern Michigan and you're going down to Ohio, this is your best route because it's more direct. Because if you were to stay on I-75, it goes to Ohio too. However, I-75 goes more to the southeast toward Detroit, and then after Detroit, then it heads back to the southwest, before eventually hooking back up with 23 south of Toledo in the Perrysburg area, but very briefly. So you have traffic going from northern Ohio and northern Michigan. 23 is the better route, because again, it's more direct. And I could say that there'd be less traffic, but not necessarily. Because, yeah, this freeway is very busy. And if you have any type of road work, especially during the week, or if there's like an accident or something, this freeway can turn to a parking lot very quickly if you're not careful. Starting to get into the Fenton area, which is like the southern part of Genesee County. We're just on the border of like Genesee and Oakland County right now, and Livingston County. Oh yeah, here come the city limits for Fenton. Yeah, Fenton is a nice community. I don't go into it very often. And then, yeah, right here is the Shiawassee River, which starts not too far away to the southeast of here, because, yeah, the river goes through downtown Fenton. The Shiawassee River eventually ends up over the Saginaw River, toward the Saginaw River up near the Shiawassee National Wildlife Refuge to the south of Saginaw. Exit 79 here, you can take that to go into downtown Fenton. There's also a village called Linden off to the west as well. And if you continue east on Silver Lake Road, going through Fenton, that'll eventually will turn into, I think, Fenton Road, if I'm not mistaken. Or maybe, no, sorry, Grange Hall Road. That'll take you over toward the Holly, Michigan area. And this exit, as well as the next exit for Owen Road, off to the right, there's a pretty big shopping area. And there's more stuff off at the Owen Road exit, a little bit to the, or off to the left over on the east side. But most of the stuff's over on the west side of the freeway. You got TJ Maxx, Michael's, Old Navy, Five Below, like a bunch of different department stores. getting into Tyrone Township, which is very rural. So it's like, hey, we quickly get back out into the country here. Because we have about 20 miles to go until we get to the Brighton area, which is the next city we kind of get into, but not exactly, because we go just to the east of it. Things are looking pretty nice on this freeway, because I know they've done a lot of work on this in the past couple of years. Rare I'm on this stretch of 23, just because anytime I'm coming back from northern Michigan or going to northern Michigan for the Metro Detroit area, I'm always taking I-75. Seeing some breaks in the clouds, but not much. So one thing I will point out is that you see the road that's to the right of us right now? Yeah, that is old US 23. So before the freeway here came in a long time ago, that was the main route for 23. So yeah, anytime there's ever like a big backup or a big problem on the freeway, yeah, old 23 is a good detour, because it runs parallel with 23 the entire time. Well, for the most part. I'd say, yeah, pretty much from Fenton all the way down to, like, areas north of Ann Arbor, like, near, like, Whitmore Lake. Yeah, that road is basically a nice little service road. This is the exit for Center Road, which is mostly a country drive. It's not, I don't think it really goes to anything other than just farmland, and of course residential areas. Oh, actually I'm seeing some clearing to the south of here. I think the weird thing is they were calling for higher rain chances in the south. I don't know, as I've always said in my videos, Michigan weather is very unpredictable. Because it could be sunny one minute, then raining, it could be raining the next minute, then snowing the next minute, then it could be 90 degrees the next minute, and then it'd be below freezing the next minute. Well, not literally, of course, but you get the idea. Thankful the traffic is really nice today going through this area. Yeah, a lot of farmland out in this part of the area, just because we are in the country. And what is interesting, it's like, can't really see over here, but especially if you're driving on M-59, there is a lot of development going in here along 23, or not 23, but in Livingston County. Because there's been a lot more people lately moving out to the more rural parts just to get out of the city. So it's like with that, there's been, again, a lot of development, especially out in the Brighton, Hull, or even Fowlerville areas, which are more closer to I-96. Over the years, I say this part of 23 has not really changed much. But yeah, it's like, I think that mobile home park off to the right, that's been there for a while. I don't think it's new or anything. So coming here, yeah, we're starting to get into the Harlan area, which is like Harlan itself is a village, just a small village, where there's not a lot going on. However, to the south of the village, there's some areas with department stores and restaurants and a movie theater that's over by M-59. So it's like so that's the interesting thing, is that the village of Harlan itself is very small, but the shopping area is bigger. That's down at 59, which I find that rather odd. And yeah, this is the first of two exits for Harlan. Yeah, we got Clyde Road over here. But you can also get to Harlan from M-59, which is the next exit, which is coming up in like 3 miles from now. And then just a little bit to the east of here, maybe like half a mile or so, there's also a really good apple orchard called Spicer's, which it's a great place to go to pick some apples, get some apple cider. At this time of the year, it's one of those things you have to do, to get fresh apple cider, which I have not done that yet this year. Because the weather's been terrible for the most part. It's like this is the first October since 2018 or 2019 where I've been here in Michigan the whole time. Okay, I stand corrected. I'm gonna need my sunglasses now. Where I have not gone out of Michigan for the purpose of checking out more fall color, but I keep getting rained out. Because I look at it this way, last year, 2022, I was in Serbia and Rome, Italy. 2021, I was in the Czech Republic. 2020, I was out in Arizona, Colorado, and Utah. And in 2019, I was mostly here, but I did do a long weekend in Toronto. I don't know if you'll be able to see that sign very well, but it says only lefty lane open. It's like anytime they close down lanes, all I saw is the left lane or the right lane, but apparently I don't know what the word lefty means, so I'm guessing they must have invented a new word. And of course, as you probably know, I'm just kidding. Like I always like to make fun of typos like that. And this exit is for M-59 or Highland Road. This is a major highway which runs east and west through southeast Michigan. Take M-59 west, head out toward Hull, and then links up with I-96, and then take M-59 east. That'll take you out to the northern parts of Metro Detroit, going out toward Pontiac, and then eventually Utica, and then over to Mount Clemens. And as I was saying a few minutes ago, there's some shopping and like department stores and restaurants that's right at this interchange. You got like a Target, you got a Meijer, you got a movie theater, you got different fast food restaurants, even some sit-down restaurants too. And yeah, I think it was either last year or the year before, yeah, they were doing some road work on this stretch. So 9 miles to go till we get to the Brighton area, and then 25 miles to Ann Arbor. Again, as I was saying earlier, we won't be going all the way into Ann Arbor in this video. Man, I'm still trying to think about what I want to do for the rest of the year. It's like there's always so many places I want to go to, but it's like I always have a hard time planning where I want to go just because I have to factor in weather, how long I want to go for, and of course the cost of the trip. So obviously road trips are a lot cheaper because I don't have to worry about airfare or potentially renting a car. somewhere, I'm limited where I can go for, especially for like a short, long weekend or something, or just a weekend. But yeah, for the rest of October though, I don't really have anything planned. November, I'm trying to think of doing, I want to do something, but I'm still trying to decide on that one. And of course, I always like to do a trip at the end of the year, like right after Christmas. I'm not sure where I'm going to go just yet. Because yeah, last year I went down to Alabama and Mississippi, so I'm probably not going to go back down there this time, because I was just there. So I could either go back to Texas, or I could go to Florida. Although I know because they're calling for a strong El Nino this winter, Florida typically gets a lot more rain down there during a strong El Nino. So I'm kind of leaning against doing that, just because I'd rather not be down there and it's raining like almost every day or something. It's kind of like if you've ever seen the movie Home Alone 2. It's the sequel to Home Alone, where Kevin accidentally gets on a plane to New York while the rest of the family go to Miami. And it's like when the family's out in Miami, it's like they're having a miserable time. Not only because they realize that they forgot Kevin, but it was raining the whole time. And they were really excited to go to New York because that's where they found out that's where Kevin went, and they weren't able to get out of their terrible vacation out in Miami and head up to New York. So it's like, I always think of that. But yeah, speaking of Home Alone 2, it's like we're already getting to the holiday season. Well, almost, because we're almost to Halloween, and once Halloween comes and goes, and then that's when you start to see all the Christmas stuff go up in all the different stores. Heck, I've been seeing some Instagram stories or reels right now in October where they're already putting out the Christmas decoration. It's like, or all the Christmas stuff. It's like, really? It's like it's a little early for that, but it's like once you get into November, then yeah, then I can understand that. Although when it comes to like Christmas music, I usually wait till after Thanksgiving before I listen to any of that, unless I'm forced to listen to it inside a department store that plays one of those radio stations that likes to put on 24/7 Christmas music on November 1st. So I know there's one FM radio station in the Metro Detroit area which loves to put on Christmas music within a week, maybe two, after Halloween. So it's like you go from hearing Taylor Swift to hearing Have a Holly Jolly Christmas. Yeah, we're now starting to get into the area of the road work, but yeah, thankfully they're not doing any lane closures today. Because apparently only the lefty lane is closed today. Yeah, we're starting to get into the Brighton area, which again, Brighton is off to the west about a good mile, maybe 2 miles. So to get over to Brighton, you're going to want to get off here at I-90. Well, there's two exits you can take. One, you can get off at I-96 and go west, either to the Spencer Road exit or to the Grand River exit, which I-96 West, which is this first exit, that'll take you out toward Lansing and eventually Grand Rapids and then Muskegon, or you go to the left to get off to I-96 East, and that'll take you over back in the Metro Detroit and eventually ends up in Detroit. But yeah, they got nice new pavement here, so this is really nice. I'm glad I waited till now to do this video. But what they're getting ready to build between here and like M36 area, they're putting in one of those flex lanes, which I'll show you what that is, where they've completed that down in the Washtenaw County area. Because they're starting the construction for that. So the next couple years, they're going to be doing some heavy road work in this area. It's like they're doing like a lot of the prep work for that right now. Or maybe, hold on, maybe they've already started a lot of stuff this year. So maybe next year's the last big year for it. This exit here is for Lee Road, and this is a big shopping area for Brighton. There's another shopping area over at the I-96 and Grand River exit, but this is another one over here too. It's like you got everything from TJ Maxx, Dick's Sporting Goods, and over on the other side there's also a Costco, a lot of different restaurants. So there's a lot of stuff over in this area right now. It's like I remember, I think it was like over 20 years ago where there was hardly anything over here. So like this area in particular has really developed. So what they're planning to do with the flex, we're bringing this flex lane. So basically it's adding an additional lane. However, it's only open during certain times of the day. So they're kind of like HOV lanes a little bit, but not exactly, because the flex lanes are only like when they're open, anybody can drive on them. Like you don't have to have more than two or more people in your car. You could just be just one person in the car. But they have signs to let you know when the lane is open, because when it tells you it's closed, nobody's allowed to drive on it for any reason, even if you have like 4, 5, or 6 people in your car. Okay, so I think it's going to be the next couple of years, because yeah, they haven't really started much down here just yet. So yeah, so it'll be ongoing into 2024 and 2025. So yeah, this is going to become a big mess. In the near future, or at least in the coming years. But I'll show you what the flex lanes look like when we get over there. And yep, we're going over the Huron River here. And this is exit for Silver Lake Road. They got a big sports complex off to the left, or to the right if you're west off the freeway. Like just work yourself over to Winans Lake Road, which is that road over to the right. Not running parallel, but where the stop signs are. Winans Lake Road goes to the west, and that's how you get to the sports complex. To the exit for M36, which M36 starts here at 23, goes west, it goes out toward out to Pinckney, Michigan, and then eventually ends up over in Mason, Michigan, which is to the southeast of Lansing. And for where we are, we got like another 8 more minutes or 9 miles until we get to M14, which is where we will be ending the video. And also this exit, if you go east, it's not M36, but it turns into 9 Mile Road, and that'll take over to South Lyon. And if I would say otherwise, I'd be fibbing. Notice what I did not say. I saved you from a pun just now, so be thankful. Well, a bad pun. Okay, so yeah, here's where the flex lanes currently begin. Don't notice the right lane because that's an upcoming exit lane for 8 Mile Road. But you see the left lane where there's like it's like the yellow line and then another yellow line. It's like that is a flex lane. So it's basically a temporary lane where during times of heavy traffic, that can be used as an extra lane of traffic. But you can see the signs over here. Oh, yeah, this exit here for 8 Mile Road or for the village of Whitmore Lake. So the sign up there is like showing for the far left lane. It says closed. So that basically means that you cannot drive on that for any reason. And then pass over 8 Mile. We're now in Washtenaw County. So yeah, when there's heavier traffic, they'll open up that lane, so it's an extra lane of traffic to help alleviate some of the congestion. So the flex lanes are typically open during like rush hour, or a lot of times if there's like games going down or major events going down in Ann Arbor. So like maybe like the big art fair that happens in Ann Arbor every year, or let's say the Michigan Wolverines are playing a football game at Michigan Stadium. They'll open up the flex lanes when they're anticipating heavier traffic. But yeah, they're probably not going to open up the flex lane today just because, yeah, there is a Michigan football game on today, but they're playing the Michigan State Spartans, but they're playing in East Lansing, so there's not going to be as much traffic going to Ann Arbor today. Everybody's going to be going to East Lansing. But yeah, with that construction that we saw up to the north, they're extending the flex lanes that you're seeing here. They're extending that all the way up to I-96. Because the stretch of 23 between Ann Arbor and the Brighton area, this is probably the busiest stretch of the freeway. Yeah, I am glad the sun is trying to come out though a little bit today, just because it's been so gloomy this past week. I think there was like one day where we had a lot of sunshine, but the rest of the week has been either cloudy or cloudy with rain. And this exit here, this is North Territorial, which, yeah, North Territorial is a very nice scenic road, which to the east that'll take you out toward Plymouth, and then going west that'll take you, doesn't really go to any towns or villages, but it takes you over to some different parks. Like there's a Pinckney Recreation Area. There's also Hudson Mills Metro Park. Yeah, a lot of different parks out to the west of here. And that's the last exit until we get over to M-14. After I get done with this video, I need to head back in the Metro Detroit because there is a restaurant tour I'm filming in southeast Oakland County, and I need to continue filming that restaurant tour. I've got 2 restaurants filmed already. I need to do 2 more. So I'm going over to Berkeley today for lunch. And then one more restaurant I'm probably going to do over in Ferndale. south going from M-14, heading all the way down to the Michigan-Ohio border. So if you were going to continue on 23 south, you're going to want to follow the signs for M-14 east. So it'll be over to the left. If you want to go into downtown Ann Arbor, you will want to get off at M-14 west, and then there's another exit for Business 23 that will take you into downtown Ann Arbor. Over here, this is where the flex lanes end, and then you can, at any time, you can now get over to this left lane. Alright, so we have driven south on 23 from I-75 near Flint and head all the way down to M-14 here near the Ann Arbor area. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure to click that subscribe button so that way you don't miss out on any future adventures of mine. Well, thanks for watching, and this is Scott, or the Scottman sign out here from